Dungeons, Dragons, and Dice, Children of the Stars is grim, dark, and typically not for children. Content warnings can be found in the episode descriptions. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dungeons, Dragons, and Dice, the Children of the Stars campaign, a little jaunt through Monster of the Week in a 40k centric universe. We are four various sort of wayward investigators going on an investigation for the Inquisitor? I don't know.
Oh yeah, Lord Inquisitor 15.
Lord Inquisitor? Wow, I didn't think I would ever get that right. So
Killed it.
I'm excited. My name is M. Williams, and I play Dr. Strahd von Acula. I feel like when I started saying that just now, it sounded like I was going to hit the accent, and then I decided not to. So he has an accent, and that's that. He is...
Is that a fun fact?
No. He is a doctor, medical doctor of the touchy in this city. Oh, I did think about this fun fact, though. Dr. Strahd, there is a type of massage that Dr. Strahd doesn't often give, mostly because he's too good at it. People like it too much, and it makes Dr. Strahd, I think, a little uncomfortable because he's just the best at giving foot rubs. It's the type of massage that it's hard to get a client to let you give them a foot rub, but oh boy, if he can give a foot rub, he feels like he's feasting for the day. And also he gives really good foot rubs. It's like good for them and good for him.
There's a lot of energy.
There's a lot of energy being exchanged in a foot rub for Dr. Strahd, and it's really good for the other person. Where it's like the deep tissue massage, you come out feeling like bad. After the foot rub, you come out feeling good for some reason.
All right. My name is Lawrence Jennings, and I am playing your DM here in
you go last because you got to lead us in.
No, I'm gonna go right now. Okay. In the 41st millennium. This week we're gonna check in really briefly with Kerchunk and see how he's doing. All right. The camera's zooming in on our fun little robot friend, and he's still standing by the truck. Look at him. So very stoic.
I mean, in canon, we only left like an hour ago, so it's not like he's not gonna leave the truck, right?
He hasn't moved. He's chilling.
I understand the not moving thing. I do.
He whispers to himself, Kerchunk.
My name's Gabe Stringer, and I'm playing Designate D.O.G. 24601, the mostly robot cyborg dog bred detective.
Quadrupedal. Important.
Fun fact. Quadrupedal, occasionally bipedal. He's a robot. We can do whatever in the robot space, but designed to be on four legs, not two. Fun fact about Dog, because he is robot body, doesn't get like massages. That's not a thing that he sort of has access to, except for his meathead. It doesn't have nerve endings that will communicate to Dog, the robot dog. But he does just sort of for the doing of it, he has sent the head by itself to get like rubbed.
Just for the doing of it? Just to say he did it?
You've got to get some circulation going in those parts that don't get
is it
circulated
helpful for him in any way? Yeah.
It's just because you can't feel it doesn't mean that you don't see it and sense it. I think that he went to see what it was like. I probably had a very uncomfortable, in fact, no, probably he did. It was an uncomfortable experience for the masseuse because he couldn't like relax into the sensation. He spent the whole time he like talked to he was trying to make conversation the whole time.
Was it Dr. Strahd?
It was bad. No,
this is just a guy.
No, it's just some other poor unfortunate person. I think he probably went to like a pet specific masseuse, and so this was like a wildly uncomfortable experience for them. It's just the head.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. My name is Grace Stringer, and I play Vernon Bradley, a human private detective who is super hot, but so cripplingly awkward that it negates that he's just even. And his fun fact is that his nemesis is the weatherman. It was his high school, like not bully, but they weren't friends. But he was the one that kissed the girl that Vern was gonna give his first kiss to. the lore continues.
The weatherman.
And so now he's the weatherman, and he's even hotter than Vern, believe it or not. Like this.
Well, because he's confident.
Yeah, he's so confident, he's so hot, and so anytime Vern sees the weather and the weatherman, he just is filled with rage.
What channel? Is it a popular channel?
Yeah,
Channel 1.
He's like the most popular weatherman because he's so hot and he's so charismatic and cool.
You know how good of a weatherman you are
Wait a
by
minute,
the smallness of the number of the channel that you're on.
I don't know.
There's
You
only
said
one more below him.
not just when he sees the weatherman, but when he sees the weather.
When there's like a big weather moment.
Is that what you said? When he sees
He
the
walks
weather,
outside
he
and
like
deeply sighs to himself.
Well, you know, if there's a big weather moment,
he's
like a
just
big storm, he's like,
anticipating seeing this dude on TV.
he just knows that Derek is loving it. Derek is just, I bet.
Aw, man, I bet Derek called this precipitation right on the money.
Derek's the worst, dude.
And he's so hot, and it's just so frustrating.
So hot.
And finally,
Hi, my name is Dante. I play the divine Alice Bohomme. She is this ravenous monster hunter who works under the Emperor, and she loves to kill monsters because she hates them so much. She's also very sadistic when it comes to it. So much so that, in fact, she fashions each of her swords into like one of the monsters she's killed. So she'll make new swords for every
this 100% pleases the Emperor.
Wait,
this is
out of the
right in the
monster?
it's
Out
like
of the
Monster Hunter. This is right on the money.
Oh god. Out of the monster. That's rough.
Make sure it doesn't like rot.
I'm sure she has ways to prevent that. Some of them might be even
future
alive.
preservants, unctions, and oils.
I mean, shit, even if it's rotting, honestly, that's like a good sword too.
Yeah, my
like
sword has
oils.
poison damage now because it's rotting.
It's not a forever sword, it's just a sometimes sword until it goes away. Till it rots.
The one
It
she really
sounds like
likes.
Alice and I
using a
might
freezer.
frequent the same like purveyor of unguents and preservatives.
Unguents.
Oh, there's a lot of different unction guys. There's oil guys. There's just so many of them.
Welcome
Everybody in
to
this
the
universe
unction
needs
junction.
oils and unctions. There's just no other options around here. You know, the oil guy or the unction guy. Make your choice.
Unction junction, what's your function?
I preserve the weapons made of monsters. So now that we've introduced the gang, how about we go back to the beginning of the last session, where we covered a lot of ground in that last session. So I'm just gonna really quick just spark notes, go over some of my favorite moments that happened. So the gang, we've sort of, in a way, made our way towards the mine. We began last session in the big red truck driven by Kerchunk that was bringing us through the desert towards the mines. And we were well aware of this early on, that we were going to have to refuel about halfway. And that was foreshadowing. So the gang, we discovered a few things. We've made up some plans as far as our approach whenever we get to the mine. Vern and D.O.G have decided, of course, to go with the tried and true method of bad dog, good detective, which I'm looking forward to seeing, because that could just be anything. We learned what servitors are. Servitors, of course, being the half-human, half-robot lobotomized servants of the universe. And we just, I guess, didn't really get too deep in what they looked like until that moment, and everybody thought it was gross. And then that sort of extended to learning about what dog looks like.
It is
Yeah,
gross.
it's kind of gross here. It's all kind of gross. And that's before we even get to what happened towards the end of that session. That's foreshadowing again. So the refueling began. Kerchunk, of course, valiantly got out and began the refueling situation. Lots of pipes, lots of tubes to be managed. Vern, of course, got out to stretch his long, sexy body. That's your words, of course. You know, he's just doing his best out here. And as is the custom for pretty much everybody in the party, refused a massage offer from Dr. Acula. And then the ground began to shake, and Kerchunk began to have even more issues with refueling. Dr. Acula, you took a moment to try and see where the shaking was coming from, and we saw a giant dust cloud approaching a small village several miles out from where we were stationed. there was a burrowing monster approaching, and Vern, you had the idea of we need to get this fueling going. We need to help Kerchunk. And so really everyone kind of tried to help Kerchunk, but everyone failed their roles. Everyone did it really bad. Vern had struggled with the physical intimacy. Dr. Acula, you struggled with your intangibility abilities. At the end of the day, Alice woke up feeling this rumble, and she got out to try and help with the pipes, and was just too tired or dazed to really get a full grasp of the situation, and also failed to help the situation. After everyone failed their roles, D.O.G. used one of his trusty class abilities to escape the situation, but the group found themselves in an equally bad or worse situation.
A shitty situation, one might say.
That's, again, foreshadowing. The gang found themselves after 20 minutes of hard boosting after D.O.G. fashioned the truck into a rudimentary rocket. You folks found yourselves in the direction of the mine, kind of. You found yourselves in a ravine, which had a disposal pipe, some sewage, some waste products, excess water. And after a few checks, we were able to discover that this pipe was in some way connected to the mine that you folks were headed for. But no one wanted to go through the pipe. Interestingly enough, nobody was interested in that path. So we all headed to the top of the ravine in search for the butt crack, of course. The butt crack being the mining facility.
The thing that Vern did say out loud.
Yes, this is another direct quote. Anyways, after about an hour of searching, you folks were able to see the outline, the butt crack, the mine that you were searching for. And it was about this time that Primus Patchouli gave you folks a ring on the data slate.
Got ruined.
This phone call was immediately pawned off from D.O.G. to Dr. Acula.
I got wrecked in this phone call.
Who just absolutely got the most stern chewing out that somebody could possibly be. And you decided to you tried to save face, Dr. Acula. You really did. You tried to offer a massage in exchange for keeping this reduction of paycheck, or removing this reduction of paycheck.
It was my level 2 failure.
Oh, he was enraged. He couldn't believe that you tried to bribe him. And so he decided to take extra money out of your paycheck specifically, Dr. Acula.
Yeah, I know.
And as we discovered, you're kind of doing this one for free. So we're going to really cross our fingers that we don't take any more deductions. Otherwise, you're going to be owing money from the next job.
I'm not going to owe money for doing a job.
Tough.
That's just tough.
And then everyone was inspired by Vern's power walking technique, and we made our way towards the mine.
I am not paying for doing this job for this dude.
We rejoined the crew, still reeling from the realization of D.O.G's various modes of transportation, all of his different walking choices that he has access to. And currently, Dr. Acula, you have shapeshifted into the shape of a dog.
I thought about that, and I would...
This is currently canon. You can undo it now, but this is currently canon.
Not undo it, but I did think about how before we enter into the actual, like, mine area, I think the dog thing definitely canon, definitely meme-worthy, that I turned into a dog, but I think before we enter into the mine, I want to turn into a bird, and I want to fly up so that they enter without me. One, so I can avoid face-to-face contact after that, and two, so I can get a bird's eye view on the whole situation and like check stuff out from above.
Okay, sure. So you, we'll just go ahead and skip ahead to the folks where we've arrived at the front of the mines. What this looks like is you guys know the nuclear silos? It's sort of like that. It's a giant tube that just goes straight up into the sky, and this tube is sort of like erupting almost haphazardly through the ground. There's a big gate shaped like a half circle that is facing towards the road that you guys are now find yourselves on. And it's all made out of this same gray material that you folks know as ceramite. This is the ceramite mines. And I think, so if Dr. Acula, you would like to make a check from up in the air here from your bird's eye view before the gang heads inside.
Yeah, let me see.
And just as far as setting the scene, we are about at sundown here. You guys were supposed to get here around 3 o'clock in the afternoon or so. It is currently 7 p.m.
Whoops.
I think investigate a mystery is the role for this moment, because we haven't, like, it's not a bad situation yet.
I think that's fair.
Okay.
It's not a great situation, but...
It's a 3.
Okay,
Fail.
so
Right.
I think you fly up pretty high enough to get over the top of this big tube, this silo that is pumping gas out into the atmosphere.
Oh.
And I think you just kind of fly a little too close, and you're already pretty tired from...
Hungry.
Yeah, you're hungry. The last situation just took a lot out of you mentally. And you just sort of get a big whiff of this. It's not toxic, but it's not toxic. You being sort of an ethereal being. And I think everyone on the ground, you see Dr. Acula's bird form hitch several times. Not really stay very stable. Just sort of fumble around up in the air.
I have to
I don't
land
think-
briefly to regain my senses.
Yeah. I think you take a squat on the very top of this half circle door
Yeah, I'll look out again later.
after you catch your breath.
Yeah.
I think as far as other points of interest that we see here from where you guys are standing in the road, there's also a big green screen with a keyboard that has flipped out from the wall. This is a picked screen. You folks know that it can transmit rudimentary visual imagery.
So it's a wall with a little keyboard popped out.
Yeah,
That's
it's a wall with a big half-circled gate that is sealed shut. And then right next to that gate, there is a picked screen, which is sort of like a little computer monitor, and a keyboard that is flipped out of the wall.
Is there a way for me to plug in with my robot parts?
You're not sure from where you're standing here in the middle of the road. You don't detect any bread with your sensors, but
Not
Dog
Mildred.
was there a passcode in the data pad? Was there instructions on what to do when we got here, or?
An excellent question, Vern. Let me refresh. Is there a roll?
so upon
Roll for
refreshing, you realize that you have a couple of contacts at this point. You know about Orm Varus, which is the HR manager at the mines, and you know of Yarek Subam, who is the manager. Both of those people you could probably get in contact using this keyboard, but since no one has approached it or taken a look at it yet, you're only guessing.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna just type in Orm.
Okay, you type in just the word Orm, and the
With your
computer
dog phone?
thinks for a second, and it goes beep, 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 and then it spits out request not found.
Type in the other guy's name.
I'm gonna type open gate.
Okay, so you type in open gate, and the pick screen again, it thinks for a second, beep, 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 and it says request denied.
Did you say please?
Do you know who you're denying right now, machine?
You know who we are?
Gonna be executed.
Welcome to D.O.G.
I assume I have like a access code as an officer of some sort. Could I don't know, type in like unlock as access designate D.O.G with my code?
So, as a member of the Adeptus Arbites, the planetary police force, you do have a lot of access to these sort of facilities, but you still have to request access because these are very important. You know, we can't have a rogue Arbites guy just sort of going in anywhere he pleases. We have to have some sort of rules and regulations. Even for you, you're not quite at the level of being above the law like an Inquisitor. You don't have a skeleton key for everything on the planet.
Try to request
but
access?
you can definitely
I'm gonna do something wild and roll some dice. I'm gonna investigate.
Okay, great.
I would
Let's see what
love
that's
to
like.
Or maybe try rolling. I don't know. Okay, so I roll 2. Is it 2d6?
Yes.
And then plus sharp. Okay. 6 and a 1 plus 2. So that's an 8. I guess what is being concealed here?
I think what is being concealed here is there's a little icon on the bottom left of the screen that we haven't interacted with yet that it seems to be connected to this, but it is sort of like a drop-down menu of all of the various functions of this console. So you sort of butt D.O.G out of the way, and you must recognize this software. This is older software. D.O.G isn't adjusted to this sort of thing yet. So you take your moment to shine and you say, what do you say, Vern?
I don't. Did you look at this icon here, dog? I don't know if you're familiar with this this old school technology with your new sensors. Do you see this icon here?
I must confess that I had not. If I had seen that icon, I probably would have interacted with it. Let's dispense with this keyboard tomfoolery and get to the important stuff.
Clicking.
So you click on the drop-down menu, and the drop-down menu has 4 options. One of the options are call HR, call management, open gate, which right next to it has a big red R, and then close gate, which also has a big red R next to it.
Open the gate.
Restricted purpose.
Open the gate.
I'm gonna click call manager. Talk to a real person.
All right, so the console begins to whine and screech and then beep a little bit. And then after a few moments, you hear a voice over the other line, and he goes,
Yes, hello, this is Yark Subam, manager of the mines. Are you here for a delivery or something?
Hello, Mr. Shuban. This is Vernon Bradley. I'm here with D.O.G 24601.
Oh shit, D.O.G 24601? Does he have a delivery here?
No, we were sent to help out with the situation in the mines.
Oh, the thieving
We've
situation.
been walking a very long time.
Yeah, you guys were supposed to be here, like 3 hours ago? 4? I've been breaking in the overtime, just napping in here. It's been great.
Yeah, our car crashed into a ditch. It's a long story. Actually, no, that's...
Well, let me let you in so you can tell it to me and I can stay on the clock. I hope it's a real long story.
and then the gate begins to grind open. And you folks, I assume, make your way into this pretty dimly lit corridor. It seems to lead right next to the giant exhaust pipe. And you folks are taking an elevator that is sort of cresting the edge of this giant pipe as you go further and further into the earth. And after about how long do elevator rides take? Like 2 minutes? After 2 minutes.
How far is it going?
Two minutes far.
You've been
Is there
in
music?
an elevator before, right?
Yeah, I've been in a couple here and there.
You know, one of the
Well,
up-down rooms.
Yeah, the room where it's on a different place whenever you get in it
Is there
than when
music
you get out.
in this elevator?
Yeah,
Mine elevator
but it's not
music?
very good. It's sort of like beep, 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 boop, beep, beep, bop, beep, beep, boop.
Why?
You know what song it's like trying to play?
Yeah, this is old technology. This is a record, and it's
A
very
record
scratched.
in an elevator.
Very scratched. So after about 2 minutes, you guys have descended probably about 30 stories or so. It's a pretty slow elevator. It's an equipment elevator. This elevator, you guys sort of take in your surroundings, and this elevator is large enough to fit 2 or 3 trucks, the size that you guys were being transported in, just side to side. You could fit a large amount of equipment in this elevator. And as you folks step out, you come to another pretty dimly lit corridor. This is seemingly where the mines begin. You look to your left, and there is a pretty wide shaft, again, wide enough to fit 2 or 3 of these vehicles side by side. with lights cresting the wall all the way as far as you guys can see. And then to your right, you see a pretty friendly face. He is probably mid 40s. He's got sandy blonde hair, and you folks see that he does have a prosthetic robot hand. And he offers it out to the first person, whoever steps out of the elevator, and he says, "Hello, my name's Orm Varys. Nice to meet you. I'm HR."
I guess I stepped out first. Hello, Orm. My name is Vern Bradley. This is the rest of the crew. I'm sure you've heard of D.O.G.
Oh, yes, of course. He's done great work around.
Yep. And here's the others. This doctor.
All right. Yes. Hello, doctor.
Oh no, I'm a bird.
Okay.
Oh, you're a bird.
Oh, yes. That's right. I'm not going to shake that bird's hand. That would be weird.
And I'm outside. I'm not
Didn't
with
you
I'm
land
not-
because you were tired?
I'm not. Yeah, I didn't land near you though. I'm outside. I
Wait, did
watched
you come?
guys-
You didn't come down the elevator?
Walls, it'll be fine.
Just locked
Oh,
out.
okay. All right. Hell yeah.
Just
I didn't mean to not come with you. I truly didn't know you were going down an elevator. So I am out here now, and I'm gonna
that's okay.
figure out my own
Vern-
adventure.
Vern's just was so excited about getting a 1-up on D.O.G. with the icon that he didn't notice that the doctor's not here, so he turned because he also doesn't like looking at the doctors. And this is doctor, and there's
So yeah,
there's no
he
one there.
offers his hand out to Alice, and he says, yes, hello, doctor. Nice to meet you."
Oh, yeah, that's it.
What kind of medicine do you do?
Well, one could say I'm very surgical with my procedures.
Oh, that's good. Well, we could use some surgery down here. We've got something going on, but I'm not really sure what yet. I suppose that's why you folks are here. I'm really more about solving complaints between folks rather than solving, bigger issues like stealing and, that sort of moral failing. I don't get into that.
Oh, that's precisely why I would love to see what's down here.
Yep, lots of
Indeed.
rocks and not enough equipment, apparently.
And maybe other things.
We must apologize for our tardiness, but is there a scene of the crime that we could have a look at, make up for lost time, as it were?
Well, you see, that's kind of the issue. It's kind of been happening in a lot of different places. That's why we're having so many issues drawing it back to somebody in particular. Because, we've executed probably about 35, 45 people now, and it just hasn't stopped. It's continued, and, we really thought we had them, like, 34 through 42. So, I'll just take you. Let me take you to the break room first, and maybe you can chat with some of the other employees, see if they've seen anything real quick, and then I can take you to some of the more recent thievings, some of the more recent disappearances of equipment, that kind of thing. After that, how does that sound?
That does sound most excellent. While I'm here, I'd love to do like a quick sweep of the elevator with the sensors, investigate a mystery. We mentioned that it was big enough to get this stuff out, so it might be something. Maybe there's tire tracks or engine drippings or something. I don't know. Something sharp. Let's see. 7.
Yeah, I think that's one question, right?
Yeah. Let's go with what sort of creature is it? What's doing all this? Maybe.
So, you, I
What's
guess,
the
are gonna
answer?
you're gonna take a peek at the elevator and look for things that are not people related, because this is the main elevator of the mine. So this is used by most people who work here pretty much every single day whenever they come in. So you take a closer peek at some of the tire tracks, some of the footprints that you see. And the mining equipment is pretty standardized. Most of the equipment that is used is on treads, like not tires, like Caterpillar treads, like tank treads. There we go. That's a better example. You do see a few rubber marks that sort of stand out to you because there are so few of them in comparison to everything else. You see just a few streaks here and there of rubber. And I think that stands out to you because everything else...
Like a single tire? Like a tire?
Yeah, like a pair of tires.
Okay.
Maybe just one pair, maybe 2 pairs here and there, but not you know, it only sticks out to you because you're really taking a close look at this elevator.
Are you saying like closer to bikes? Is that the kind of orientation of tire you're talking about? Or are you talking about like 2x2s? I'm just trying to, in my own head, I know I'm not even there, but
Yes.
so like one
I would say
tire
there's
in
some
front of the
2x2s, or perhaps there's
both.
a pair vertically, maybe a motorcycle this time.
Cool.
Are
I
they-
just
are
was
But
they
curious
only one or
about
two
orientation.
here and there. Yes.
Are they going in a certain direction, or is it just like there's tracks?
I mean, it is like an elevator.
Yeah, they're
And-
headed towards the door of the elevator.
While they head towards the employee break room, can I get another look around out here?
Yeah, definitely.
Now that I've caught my breath, I'm gonna peek around again, see if I can spot anything strange. Spot that strange, but I can't spot fucking anything. 5 -1.
So you give it another go, another real thrust up into the air to try and take another peek. But as soon as you get up high enough to where you want to be to get this good vantage point, the wind shifts and it just blows a big pillowy stack of that pollution right into your face.
This fucking
So you don't really see much of anything.
mine sucks, dude. Can I land like nearby some workers in a coughing fit? I'm done trying to spy.
As a bird still?
No, I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna like get
Go behind a corner and then come out of a corner coughing?
I think I think would I know if I like just shapeshift in front of people if that's like a no-no?
Oh yeah, people would find that really weird.
Okay, cool. So this is sneakier than I thought then. I'm gonna go behind some large piece of machinery and shift and come out like dusting myself off and coughing. And then I guess I'm gonna look around for the nearest group of workers who aren't working
Okay.
but are, I don't know, maybe they're picking up, maybe they're talking, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, you see, you don't see very many people out here. I think that's something that you did gather while you were floating up high. There's not a lot of people working on the surface. A lot of the action is taking place inside the actual mines. But you do see one guy sort of just leaning up against a backhoe. He's not doing much of anything. He's just sort of, he's got a bald head. He's just sweating a little bit here out in the sun. He's got a sort of rudimentary rebreather. It looks kind of like it's been patched together a few times, running to an oxygen tank hanging on his hip. Yeah, he's just leaning up against the backhoe. He doesn't even really pay any mind to you coughing coming out around the corner.
I'd like to approach him. Hand out for a handshake, and say, "Greetings, friend. Name's Dr. Strahd. I am here on an investigation for the High Inquisitor. If you wouldn't have but a moment to speak."
He looks down at your hand, then he looks back up to you and he says, "I'm on break."
Yeah, I dropped my hand, I guess. That's exactly why I would like to speak to you.
My break's gonna start right now.
That sounds like the perfect time for us to have a conversation. No?
All right, I'll start my break after this conversation.
After the conversation, I'm sure that the Lord High Inquisitor wouldn't mind paying you a few extra minutes while we chat.
Oh, I'm already getting overtime here. I've been
perfect time and a half
told
then
to stay
for
an
this
extra 3
conversation.
hours for some reason, and that number just keeps going up.
Ooh, why don't we start there?
So I'm gonna stay on break after this conversation.
Yep, 100%. Talk to me a little bit about that staying an extra 3 hours. What are you to be doing in this time?
Well, I'm a miner,
Yeah?
so I dig the hole.
No, but nothing
And then,
nothing special though? You're just staying for overtime. This is
I got told
Yeah.
I need to stay at the mine
Uh-huh.
because they can't bring in a new shift until everybody's been talked to.
Well, hey, that's perfect. Then you may not need to stay unless you're here for the overtime. There's a seesaw of events here, really. I'm curious if you know anything about the missing mining gear as of late.
None of my gear's gone missing.
Well, not yours, but the mines itself. Do you work here?
I'm about to go on break.
I feel like I know more about what's happening here than you do.
I just keep my head down and mine. I don't mind nobody. I just mind the mine.
Okay, this has been, yes. I
I'm
reach
about to go on break.
I reach my hand out for another handshake. I'm gonna push it here, and say, "You enjoy your break, sir. I didn't catch your name. How else will I tell the manager, Orm, that I have already spoken to you?"
Well, my name's Faustus.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go on break. And he turns around and he walks on the other side of the backhoe and then leans up against it on that side.
Okay.
Em is having the hardest time this episode.
I look down at my hand. I look at Faustus's back, and I turn around and leave. I know I'm gonna head towards the elevator just because I have failed out here, and I'm gonna head towards there's the elevator to meet them inside.
Yeah, you saw what everyone did. You make a quick call to Orm Varys, the HR guy, and he says,
Oh yes, I'm here with the rest. I'm here with the rest of your companions. I'll let you ride down.
and then the door comes open and you take the couple-minute elevator ride downward.
Jesus Christ, that is a long elevator ride. Did you guys think the same thing? 2 whole minutes? Jesus.
Jesus exists.
I don't know. Something I heard someone say once before they were getting executed, and I thought
Some say that the
cool.
Emperor was Jesus over 38 millennia ago.
Is that true?
Alice believes this.
I knew that. Is that true? I knew that. Okay, to the employee break room. I have to meet my allies.
Oh, yes, of course. So you must be the doctor. I'm Orm Varys, HR, and I'm going to take y'all now to the break room.
I reach out my hand for a handshake. Yes, I am Dr. Strahd.
He shakes your hand, but with the robot hand.
I feel like I can still... I'm touching him, though.
Touching a robot hand?
Well, but I feel like the contact is all I need for life drain.
Why don't you act under pressure? I think you're really wanting it right now.
I'm hungry. And I have a harm from last time when I was insulted so deeply. Sorry, what am I doing? I am...
act under pressure.
Acting under pressure. Oh, is that my first okay roll of the whole fucking time? We're going to find out what's my cool plus 0. 8. The keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay.
So I think in this situation, you are pretty zealous, and I think you might take a little bit more than you are expecting to through this contact.
I have a thing, so it's like traditionally it's 1 harm, but I got the bonus to do plus 1 harm to base. Mm-hmm. I'm curious if that's a choice, if I can do 1 or 2, or if it is just 2.
I think we decided to let you have some control over it, so you can do 1 or 2.
So in this case, 2. But I'm just
So I think Oren goes. He shakes your hand. He goes, "Oh, sorry, my hand must be malfunctioned. It's kind of. I'm just gonna disconnect it real quick. It's doing something weird." And he hangs his hand on his belt.
Perfect. Did that happen sometimes when I try to massage robot? I'm a doctor of what are they called? I'm a chiropractor. I do.
You didn't know what that was called? Interesting.
No, I didn't say that.
You must be having a tough day, buddy. It's okay. Don't worry.
It has been rough. I'm the only one of my crew not covered in shit, but I've had the shittiest day, I think.
Well, let's get you some stim beverage. Come on.
Yes.
And he directs you folks towards the break room. Yeah. You guys go into the break room. It's a pretty basic, pretty sterile looking space. You see, I believe you see 3 people in this room, all wearing the traditional red and orange jumpsuit of this mining facility. In there, you see a long brown-haired man in a slightly nicer, well-kept jumpsuit. Doesn't look very dirty. He's over there microwaving something in the dark age of technology, giant microwave. It's sort of like oven size, but it is a microwave, and its hum fills this whole space. He's also seems to be microwaving something fishy, because you can smell that as you're entering the room as well. There is also a sort of stout, curly-haired woman who is reading something off of a data slate in the corner, sitting at a table. As well as that, there is another woman sitting across from her playing with a deck of cards. Orm says, "Well, I'll come meet you folks again after you've had a chance to talk to some of these folks, and I'll lead you to the scene of the crime, as it were. But I gotta go take care of something in my office real quick. I'll be right back." And the HR manager, he begins to head out of the room in the opposite direction that you folks came.
Can I read a bad situation, or is there anyone with a +2 to sharp?
Are you trying to read a bad situation on this room, or are you trying to read a bad situation on him leaving the room? Because I'm curious about that as well, if that is what you're thinking.
I already did want to investigate a mystery here, just to like see who was like watching the room and which employee would be best to talk to. But yeah, this guy trying to duck out and not be part of the lineup is also interesting. And so I also would want to investigate a mystery on him specifically. What is being concealed here is, I think, the prime question.
I have a +2 to sharp.
Then you should do that.
I like to investigate.
I'd love
You
to
want to
help
investigate?
out.
Are you investigating him, Grace, or the room?
Him,
Him?
because
Okay,
I was
cool.
also wondering why he was skulking.
Perfect.
5.
Can I roll to help out
That's
for
a
that?
10.
Oh, well.
Oh, sorry.
No need.
Okay. So yeah, what is being concealed here? I think is the obvious.
So, how would you like to go about inspecting? Like, really, are you just taking a peek at him as he is leaving the room? Or are you going to try and stop him really quick and have a conversation, or what are you
Is
thinking
there
here?
a way to maybe like what was Gabe?
Here's a question. I don't have a very good sharp, but I do have very good charm. Could I intervene to try and get him to stay so that we can keep an eye on him?
You could accompany him. You could try to intervene to try to accompany him to his office for his interview.
Okay.
It might split the party, but at least it'll.
I was gonna peek my head out the kind of back out just to see if he actually was going towards his office or if he was going somewhere else. But that's also I only have +1 charm, and he's so awkward, so I don't think Vern should one-on-one converse with.
Well, your role has already gone through, so I feel like that's the one we should just follow.
Yeah, so you, I think you, Vern, before anybody else seems to make a move here, you poke your head out into the hallway, watching Orm Varys take a few steps down the hall. And as he takes a few steps down the hall, you see him pull out of his back pocket a socket wrench. And then he ducks about 3 or 4 doors down from where you guys are. He ducks into a room on the other side of the hallway. So as far as what is being concealed here, he had a tool in his pocket.
Was that his office?
Does the door close so we can see?
The door closes and you see the name tag on it, Varys. So it does seem to be his office.
All right. Well, I have a second question. Well, what was it going to do? Tell me what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I think you sort of do a little bit of sleuthing here. You duck out into the hallway yourself after that door closes. And you sort of tiptoe your way down the hall, taking care to make sure there's no one on either side looking at you. And you peek through a crack on this little sliding door. And you see him in there, and he is just going to town on this wheel, trying to get some bolts off of this wheel. He's just got like a tire on his table, and he's just like pounding on this wrench, just really trying to get these bolts loose.
Does it feel like this is a task he needs to do, or does this feel like he's like burning off some steam? He's working through some big boy emotions and taking it out on this wheel.
I think it's hard for you to read him. I think he is facing away from the door. He's on the front side of his desk, just sort of like... You can't really tell if these are grunts of anger or pain or just effort. He's just really trying to get these bolts off of this wheel, and he's struggling with it.
Can I see? Is his body blocking what kind of wheel it is?
Yeah, is the wheel rubber?
It is a rubber wheel. You can see that from around his body. And then we jump back into the rest of the gang, still standing in the entryway of the...
Alice, what do your monster hunting eyes see? We have to find stolen stuff and I think a monster? I'm not...
Well, it appears we're going to be led into the mines, at least. I'm here to abide by their rules so long as I get my target.
Looks around.
Our targets.
Yes.
I'm currently not sensing anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, okay.
Other than those folks over there, but especially that. I'm looking at the guy operating the oven.
Then
The
I guess
microwave.
in here,
I would love to
my sharp is awful. So if anyone else would like to investigate a mystery, maybe I can help out.
I have a 0 to sharp, so I can at least try to get a flat roll. We'll see.
I have a 1 to sharp, so I can try and identify someone for us to interview in here.
Yeah, I'm solid at interviewing. My charm is +2 as well. I just feel after having failed so much at trying to investigate that someone else should investigate. And maybe I can help out with what I've learned.
All right. I rolled a 10. So I think under the heading of what is being concealed here, I'm looking for like who in this room is most sort of attentive, who's watching the other people, who seems like they might have an insight as to sort of what's going on behind the scenes here at the mines.
Okay. I think you reach out with your sensors and you're really taking a peek for subtlety. You're looking at where are their eyeballs looking? What are they observing? Do they have bread on them? Have they been touching bread recently? These are all questions that your sensors are trying to answer here. And I think what you notice is the blonde woman who was playing cards, every once in a while she will sort of offhandedly, maybe she'll stretch, but she'll be taking a glance back at you folks, or she'll take a look at the other woman with the curly black hair reading from the Pict. She might take a mean glance at the guy at the microwave oven, just...
I found number 46.
Definitely keeps her eyes open.
Okay.
What are you seeing?
I'm just gonna throw this second question out here, and you can shoot it down if there's nothing to be answered here. But what can hurt it?
This woman, I think.
Not the woman, the monster.
I don't. I don't know if you're gonna be able to.
Once again, Gabe says, "Tell me the answer to the whole riddle."
Yeah, I don't think
These are the prompts that we are
These are the
given by the
prompts.
game.
So I think what you notice is that. Yeah, that's it's. Some of these are tough. Let me see. I've got some sort of idea here. Let me see if I can fully form this concept.
I mean,
You don't have to.
yeah,
If there's not an answer,
it does seem like the it in this
I think at the end of the day, there's
the
not.
operative it is the woman. So what?
Yeah,
what can
I think
hurt
it
her?
has to be this woman. This monster of a woman. I think you just kind of immediately judge that this is somebody who gets where she wants to be by dragging others lower than where she's at. This might be a little bit of a gossip. This might be a little bit of a Karen. And I think that this is kind of confirmed whenever she gets up and goes and has a hushed conversation with the gentleman in front of the oven, and then he immediately turns off the oven and just sort of doesn't know what to do next. He's trying to consider if he wants to open the oven and start it somewhere else, or if it's cooked by now. He's really weighing his options, and the woman just goes back and continues playing cards.
Was this man cooking fish? He wasn't just reheating fish?
Yes, he was cooking fish.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah.
That's better. Fresh cooked
Cooking it
fish
in the
smell might be
microwave?
okay.
It's not. In this case, it's not. It smells kind of bad.
I can't believe he was cooking fish, not just reheating it.
Okay. Dog motions for the group to sort of huddle up.
Vern
fine.
is doing his own investigation at the moment. Team
Oh,
Huddle,
okay. Team huddle,
Minus
just
Vern.
not Vern.
No, it's just his nightmare.
The first huddle, Vern. Sorry, you'll make the second one, I bet.
It's good. He doesn't even know what's happening, so it's fine.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it.
So I had a quick look around, and I think I've identified someone who might be willing to tell some tales out of school. this lady right here playing cards. What is the demeanor if this lady has such a force? What's the demeanor of the person playing cards with her?
So that second woman is not playing cards with her. She is just across the table, sort of catty corner, reading off of a data slate. She's like reading a book or something from her little.
She was playing like solitaire or something by herself.
So this woman playing solitaire, she seems like someone who's got a finger to the pulse of the break room, as it were. I notice we're down a compatriot. So how about this? Two of you gang up on this lady here and see what secret she's willing to spill. And I'll do my best to track down our wayward friend. How's that figure?
It appears for once, D.O.G, you speak my language.
Yeah,
I would
figure's fine.
love to see what this woman has to spill.
We're gonna approach it just as a conversation first, though, Alice.
And as you folks 3, 2, 1 break, right as you get to like 2, Vern, you poke your head back into this room as the group has huddled and are about to 3, 2, 1 break.
Who is facing the door in this huddle? Who sees Vern as he walks in?
I'll do it because eye contact with me would be also the worst after that. It's like a double damage.
So you can see in like he first walked in, he's like excited. He found a clue. He's got something. He peeks at the door and he sees his group doing a huddle without him, and the light just like winks out in his eyes.
No, this is great. This is great. We've just broke, and so I stand up. We make eye contact, and I say, "Oh, you could come in for a second huddle. You didn't totally miss out. Come on, share with us what you found." And then Strahd goes back down as if to huddle again.
Oh.
D.O.G looks around, and I says, "Oh yes, we were just talking about you."
Oh no!
No. So much emotional damage.
Oh my god!
The blonde woman playing solitaire, she like her ears poke up and she like takes a look, like a full look behind her, and she just her eyes light up, and then she sits back down and sort of happily plays solitaire to herself for a little bit longer.
Dr. Strahd is gonna have to walk away from that massive burn and go over to the lady playing solitaire, and he's gonna say, "Have you ever played? I see you're a fan of card games. Have you ever played?" And he looks around. He says, "Future solitaire. That's the 2-person solitaire, just so we can engage while we have a conversation."
She
Solid
says,
twain, if you will.
Solid twain, solitude.
She says, "Ugh, I am so finished with that game. I am currently playing solitaire with multiple parallel universes and time travel. I don't think you would get it."
No, I'm good at card games if you just want to have a go. We can also converse with me standing here awkwardly if you would prefer.
No. Why don't you sit down over there? And she points at the other side of the table.
Oh, perfect. Okay, I do.
Finally, now we can have a regular, normal conversation as if you've ever had one.
God
Please,
damn.
go ahead.
Okay. You are forward, my dear. My name is,
No, I'm Reva Kayak.
You better watch out. You're talking to Reva Kayak.
I can tell.
This lady knows.
Okay, Miss Kayak. Hey, I am Dr. Strahd. I am a chiropractor. I traffic in massage. You seemed rather interested in the goings on about this mine.
Yeah, it's crazy in here.
You know, one would think from the outside that a mine would be rather straightforward, but it's interesting to know that it is pretty crazy. What are some crazy things that have been happening recently?
Well, we've executed about 45 coworkers in the last 3 weeks. That's pretty crazy, but nothing like that asshole over there cooking fish in the break room. Can you believe that?
Yes, I look over at him. Can't. He's a total asshole. Cooking.
He wasn't my manager.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to take that back. I am aghast at this. He is cooking fish at work. He's not even reheating the stuff. I totally agree. Get that man out of here. I found number 46. Am I right?
You can't execute him. He's the manager.
Is that Orm?
Oh my god.
Orm's
No,
the
me
HR
out
guy.
of game. Is it Orm or is it Yark?
Orm's the
You assume that's Orm. Sorry. You assume that's Yark. That's what that.
Oh.
Did I say Orm? No, that's Yark.
Okay, cool.
No,
That's
I'm
the
spying
manager.
on
Yark is
Orm.
the manager.
Got
Orm is
you.
the HR guy.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you know anything about these 45 executions as of late? And I look
All I
around and I
know-
oh yeah.
Is that they haven't gotten the right one because things keep disappearing.
What kind of things?
Ugh. Do you want a list?
I'd love one.
Okay. Here we go. Coworkers 1 through 45. They're all missing now.
Nice. Got them.
46 seismic hammers. 14 trucks. The mining kind. And about 4 full rock grinders.
What's
Those
a
are the
rock-
main things, but there's plenty of other little bits and bobs that have gone missing. 27 screwdrivers, 55
I'm gonna let her keep going.
screws,
Screws. You counted the screws?
55 chicken wings, 55 buns, 55 taters, 55 cokes. And that's just this break room. There's over 100 break rooms
hold
all
on.
throughout this mine.
Whoa.
Wow.
Are there 55 of them? Is 55 an important number?
No,
I write down the
I
number
just
55.
no, I just love that bit from the Netflix TV show.
Yeah, no, I definitely write down 55. This also has not been helpful. I say out loud because she's not helpful.
Maybe you should ask better questions.
What is a rock grinder?
That was also a question I had.
For Reva?
God damn it.
Or
What's a rock
the DM?
grinder?
You don't even know what a
I
rock grinder
don't.
is.
I wanted
Did they
to.
teach you nothing at medical school?
Not-
So a rock grinder, it's sort of like a truck, but it has a big rock grinder in front of it. And you drive it into the mines to make the mines longer or deeper or fuller or emptier. Grinding.
Uh-huh. So that's what a rock grinder is. Can we be done
Basically
with this
that.
conversation with this woman now?
You can get up whenever you want, but you can never leave.
God. What? Hold on.
Cut to D.O.G and Vern out in the hallway, and D.O.G is patting Vern's back and saying like, I really didn't mean it like that. I was just talking about how you weren't there and that I wanted to come and find you and see
No.
what kind of things had developed in your investigation.
No, it's okay, dog. I'm used to it. Let's just continue with the case. I was following Mr. Orm, because it seemed suspicious to me that he was just ducking out right when the investigating was about to begin. So I followed him, and he is really working on a tire in there. It looks like a rubber tire, very similar to the marks that you saw in the elevator shaft when we first got here. So maybe he stole the tire. I'm not sure, but he is trying to get the lug nuts off the tire.
Well, first things first, Vern, there's a correction. Those are called truck nuts.
More damage. He takes more damage.
Oh my god. That's awesome.
Yeah, Reva in the other room. You didn't know they were called truck nuts?
Jesus Christ, this woman just has ears like a bat.
I also found Mr. Varus's behavior to be rather suspicious. This interaction with a tire, most unusual. We'd best go and reconnoiter with him post haste.
All right, I'm gonna lead the way, sneaky like I did before.
So I think you folks are just sort of making your way back down the hallway, and you're 5 or 6 steps away from the door, and I think Orm steps outside of his office. He sort of does the thing that is kind of suspicious, where you like take 1 step out and then you just sort of stand there until the door shuts behind you, and then you move on. He does that, but he moves on straight into you guys. He says, "Oh, hello. Good. How are you folks doing? How's it going in there?"
Oh, my good sir. Great to encounter you here. We were just making our way to your office to conduct your interview. These thefts are mighty suspicious. We all need to find out what's going on. Please step inside.
Oh, yes, sure. That's no problem. Please come in. And he presses his hand against a keypad that's next to the door. The door slides open, and he motions to a couple of chairs in the front of his office, and he goes and sits behind his desk. And he says, yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions. I've got a full database of all of our employees as well. So if you have any questions about them, I can probably pull that up right now.
Please find
Is
out
the
about
tire
this
gone?
lady.
Yes. Is the tire gone? Or is it still there on his desk?
I mean, you take a cursory glance in the office, and you don't see really hide nor hair of a tire or nuts or the tool that he was using to mess with them. You don't really see anything
Truck or
suspicious
otherwise.
upon first glance here.
He's hidden it. Why have you hidden the tire, Orm?
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna play the rolling game, and hopefully my good rolls will continue. 4, 5, 9 plus 2. I am killing it.
Yes.
11.
That's good because
Great.
I
What kind of
can't
roll
get
did you make?
anything done, so I need you to do all of
sorry.
it.
I was investigating.
All right,
That's
so you
it.
get hold 2. Let's see what you got.
All right. Where did it go? It being the
You
tire.
know what I'm fucking talking about.
Where's the tire?
not
God?
the woman this time.
So yeah, how do you go about this?
The monster. It's in the closet. No.
Oh, you're dead now. He pulls out the tire and he kills you with it.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry. I really care about this tire. The only clue I have. I mean.
So yeah, I just want to know really how direct or in undirect. Like, are you just sort of like still staying standing and are just gonna like take some deeper looks in his office as you're having this conversation, or like?
Are there?
How about
did he
this?
offer us a seat? Or.
What if this is a great time to play our favorite game?
Cloud searching? Oh, good
No.
cop, bad dog. Okay.
Bad dog, good detective.
Yeah.
I do love cloud searching. That's my second favorite game.
I did not get why that would be helpful. It's like we're underground, dude. Oh my god.
It's extreme version.
We're extreme cloud searching, the mine edition. I think in this situation, though, I am just going to distract him so that you can canvass the room for tires and anything else that's suspicious.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do that thing that you always see in cop shows, where like the charismatic detective is like looking at the book, like looking at books while like still having a conversation, but it's supernatural. But you know that that character's snooping, but he's just like so casual looking at stuff that it just like that guy shouldn't be threatened. He's like, oh yeah, he's just
And I'm going to help out by rolling to manipulate someone. I'm going to try. I think I'm going to try and enlist his aid as management and like get him on our side with a roll here. And so he'll be very distracted while you tire hunt.
Okay, so while you're making that roll over there, D.O.G, I think during this conversation, you are sort of pacing around. He's got a couple of decorations up on a shelf opposite of his desk that you are sort of fingering through. and you pull down what sort of looks like a data slate. But as you pull it down and are messing with it, you realize that it sort of pops open and it's like a little hidden toolbox. It's got a couple of truck nuts in it, as well as the wrench that you saw him pull out of his pocket earlier. And I don't think he really notices you doing all this because he's being manipulated currently by D.O.G. So what's going on over here with you two, D.O.G.?
So I think we're going to start with the roll. I rolled a 12.
The stringers are coming in strong this episode with our rolls.
D.O.G has failed one roll this entire mystery.
I have yet to succeed. No, I succeeded on one roll. Yeah, I've succeeded on one roll this entire mystery.
I haven't had a roll.
Oh yeah, no, you've made one roll this entire mystery.
And it was a fail.
Okay, but on a 12 plus, not only do they do what you want right now, they also become your ally for the rest of the mystery, or if you do enough for them permanently.
So what do you say?
What I say, I think I'm gonna sit in the chair like a person and sort of I have to hold this button down, but I like perch my arms together and like put my dog head on top of them. And I say, Mr. Varus, let me level with you in this situation. We are outsiders here. We don't have the same kind of lay of the land that we need to crack this case. We may be able to make the insights, but we do not have the knowledge. This is where you become essential in the solution of this mystery. We need your help. We need your insights so that we can make our deductions. What can you tell us about this mystery?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. D.O.G. 24601. I've been a big fan of your work for a long time, and I really appreciate you coming and trying to get to the bottom of this. Now, I'll be 100% with you here. I'll be 100% with you there, and we're gonna really try and figure this out. I really do think that there's just something that the investigators have been missing. Just because the workers were where the equipment was doesn't mean that they were the ones who absconded with it. Does that make sense? I think we're being misdirected around here. I think this equipment it may be going missing from one place, but it's getting moved somewhere before it's noticed. Before they've got something. I'm not a very big scientological guy. I just kind of I was born with a shovel in my hand, but I found my way into the HR department to try and discover how people work, but I've never been the best at that. And I really think that you and we could become good pals. I think do you want to hang out after this, after we figure this out? Is that what I'm getting from this?
I do believe that I am feeling those same wavelengths, and I would love to pause my very busy detective life for a cup of steam beverage with such an esteemed person. However, I believe that we must get to the mystery in this moment. I'll pen you in for my calendar. Please call my secretary. And out from my dog body pops like a business card, it's like a ticker tape.
He takes it and he says, "Do you like extreme sports?" And then I think we want to cut back to the other pair.
Vern is so jealous that Dog just made a friend like that. Like, oh my gosh.
And we cut back into the break room where Alice and Dr. Strahd have just finished talking to Reva Kayak, who's a real kayak.
I love her.
Yeah, Reva Kayak is good as well.
What was the manager's name again? He was in the data slate.
Subam.
He's the one cooking fish.
Do you want to lead the investigation on Yark, Dante? Or do you want me to lead the investigation on Yark?
On Yark, that's the guy in the oven, right?
Yeah, he's cooking fish. He is the manager He might have info.
All right, let's do it. I'll go with it.
I'll follow over.
All right, so strutting on over, walking this guy to the oven. What's he doing? What's he doing with the fish currently? Because he stopped it before, right?
He's just sort of looking sort of forlornly at the half-cooked fish in the oven. And he's just kind of not really, he's not really doing a whole lot of anything. He's just kind of staring longingly at this half-cooked fish. And he notices you approach him and sort of take a look, and he says, hi there. I'm Yark Subam. I'm the manager of the mine. Just trying to figure out what I'm gonna have for lunch now.
Well,
yeah.
Very nice to meet you. My name is Alice. We are here on behalf of the Inquisitor. We are here to.
Oh, you
investigate
folks.
this.
Okay, great. Nice to meet you.
Yes, I see you have some. What kind of fish is that?
Oh, that's a flat flounder.
Flat flounder.
Yep.
That's quite
Got that shipped in this morning, and it was almost fresh, and I was really looking forward to it.
Ask him why he can't have his fish.
Why have you ceased to cook this fish?
Well, I gotta wait till Reva leaves off of her break, because I was being rude cooking it where everyone was gonna have to smell it.
You're the manager.
You have power over her, though. Over Reva, am I mistaken?
Dog is livid down the hall.
I mean, yes, I'm her manager, and you know, I have some sort of seniority over her, but she just, man,
No, I understand.
I'm just afraid of her.
Reva has a way. I say I look over his
just
shoulder
hard
at
to
Reva.
talk to.
She is very difficult to talk to. I understand.
Yeah, I've given her a raise the last 4 months in a row. And
why have you done that?
I just could. I mean, you've talked to her, right?
Well, hold on.
It's just tough, man. It's just tough out here in these mines.
Are you?
I'm just trying to get this thing back running the way it needs to be running. Because I've got people breathing down my neck in every direction, between Reva, between the Administratum, between the Bureaucratorum. Oh, it's just a lot. I'm kind of overwhelmed here.
I see. I'm disappointed in you, manager.
Oh, I didn't. You know what? That's fair.
How about this? Once we're finished with this investigation, I help you get back at that Reva. Instead of...
I doubt it, but thank you.
Instead of that fish, you could be having, say,
Human
other
heart.
or whatever Reva is. To me, she's a monster.
Okay, but all Reva. Yes.
Yeah, I'm ready to help you guys out with whatever you need for your investigation.
Perfect.
Anything to get my mind off of this whole thing.
Perfect. Yes. All conversation on Reva aside. One more glance at Reva. I say,
whenever you glance at her, she's also looking at you. It's eye contact.
I say, talk to us a little bit about what's been happening in the mines lately.
Well, it just kind of seems like people have stopped taking very good care of their equipment. Things just keep getting misplaced or stolen, and the whole shuffle, it's kind of hard to tell where things are really ending up. You know, things have been falling through shafts and ended up in various places on the mines. You know, there's a lot of water pipes that run through this whole thing, and we keep finding equipment mixed in with the water pipes after it's polluted the water, like batteries and drill bits and stuff like that. And it's just been a real logistical nightmare trying to keep track of all of these things and who's in charge of turning them in and, you know, making sure they're all clean at the end of the night, and things are going missing at every step of the process, kind of.
So you guys are unorganized. Okay.
Yeah. You're saying there's this...
We were organized at a point, but, you know, we have continued to lose employees pretty regularly these past couple months.
There's no ordinary occurrence. Maybe something is influencing these workers down here.
I think that's probably true. It's certainly not my influence. You know, I run a pretty
Certainly
clean
not.
operation here, you know. I clean up after myself. I really try to you know, make sure everybody gets paid on time, gets paid the amount that they're owed, and you know, but it only works if everybody kind of pulls their weight, and somebody along the line is either pulling the weight in the wrong direction or just dropped it altogether.
Okay.
Sure wish I could eat this fish though.
Yeah, Rev will be off for break eventually. Okay, I guess just do you have any places that you think we should start in this whole investigation besides Reva?
Well, I don't know what you're implying by that. Reva is a model employee, and I would never say anything bad about her.
She's earned 4 promotions in the past 4 months, so
exactly, that's exactly right. Word. And well, I would say probably your best bet is to go to the most recent notable example. We had a rock grinder get stolen about. It was 3 or 4 days ago. That was a big one. We had 4 people executed for that one, but stuff is kept moving around.
Well, I appreciate it. I imagine that I get directions from him, but
yeah, he mentions that it is pretty far down in a straight line. There's like a vehicle depot towards this level of the mine that you guys are currently in, and he mentions that the HR guy Orm knows exactly where it is, and he can lead you guys there.
Oh, perfect. My colleagues are talking to him at the moment.
Oh yeah, his office is just down the hall.
Yeah. You've been helpful.
Thanks.
Enjoy your fish.
I needed that. Well, yep, thanks.
Is there any other questions you have, Alice?
I'm done here.
And
well, good luck.
Briskly walk out of the
Thanks
room.
for coming.
Wait, did you guys talk to that last lady?
Wait, who's the other person in here? I briskly walk back in the room.
That's reading the book.
There's a lady with curly black hair who is reading from a data slate. She hasn't really looked up this entire time you guys have been in here.
But it does mean you have to walk past Kayak again.
Split past Kayak and walk over, I guess, to the last person we haven't talked to. Greetings, afternoon. We are here on business of the Inquisitor, and curious about what you know about things going missing here in the mines as of late.
Oh, yes, you folks are the reason I'm getting so much overtime today. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm truly raking it in over here.
We were late, so...
That's fine with me. I've got a good book to read. I read it on all of my breaks.
Okay.
As far as the things that have been going on in the mines, well, you see, a lot of them have been happening while I've been on break, so I haven't really been paying a lot of attention. I do truly enjoy my breaks.
What time do you often take breaks?
Around this time.
So those stuff mostly happens around now in the day?
Things happen fairly regularly, but I do take my breaks every 2.5 hours, 15 minutes on the dot.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
Man, no one knows nothing.
No one knows nothing. Anyway, enjoy. What book are you reading?
Oh, I am reading Elucidations by L. Ron Hubbard. Not that one.
Not which one?
The Ron Hubbard. He's Spanish.
Ron Hubbard.
Okay, well, I'll have to check it out. Thanks for
word, it is exactly the same books, just not by the guy.
Good.
Scientology's not a real religion here, so the Emperor doesn't frown upon it.
Oh, is this like fiction?
It's some whack fiction.
It's kind of like fiction, yes.
I like
Just finished
fiction.
their documentary. Oh my gosh.
I've heard some wild things. I would love to learn more. Cool. Well, thanks for the inspiration, but I'm leaving now, and I do.
Well, okay. Goodbye then.
Bye.
And she goes back to her book.
Wow,
Alright,
Alice,
so
there is not a lot going on
I
here.
will say you didn't ask that person's name, but you read on her name tag. Her name tag was Garbula de Garl.
Easy.
Garbula.
Garbula.
Well, this is just the break room, of course. I wouldn't expect He has to be worrying about much.
That's a
They
fair
don't seem to be
point.
caring about everything besides themselves.
Yeah, especially one of them in particular.
Yeah,
Oh.
everyone in here is so selfish.
We weren't talking to you, Reva.
All right, so back where we are. I to move this forward so we can maybe something happens
Please.
while we're recording. So the toolbox has some truck nuts, which I did Google while you guys were having this thing. They really are plastic testicles.
Yeah, they're plastic balls for your truck. That's why you should not
You've
ask.
never seen these hanging off the back of a truck?
No. I've never seen any in Kirksville, or Lebanon.
Oh
which
no,
is like
now
a
that you
different
know
city.
what they are, look on the back of trucks. They are all around Kirksville.
Yeah, they will.
I
There
don't
will
believe-
almost always be one at the Walmart. I would bet.
Well,
Pretty strong sample size.
There's a
there.
surprising amount of truck nuts out there.
Anywho, yes, we've just Orm has just dropped the bomb of, do you play any extreme sports after you have found this wrench and truck nuts in a pretty? It's
I
like a
was-
stylized little toolbox there.
well, I
Let's
was
cut
going
back to the end of his description of whatever his extreme sport is, without us knowing what it was.
And so yeah, I just like to jump high and go fast.
Perfect.
A laudable
go-
achievement, truly.
They're bromance. I was gonna say, I asked where did the tire go, and all you told me was that I found the box that has the wrench in it. It doesn't tell me where the tire is.
Yeah, where does it go?
Protest.
Where did it go?
Yeah. Where's the
I think you also
tire,
have a second
God?
question.
I do, but
You
we
do
got
still have a
distracted
second
by
question.
hearing about kayak and fish.
So I think you gather from this discovery of the little toolbox that it's likely that there's somewhere in the office that this tire is hidden. He clearly is taking care to hide this or disguise this toolbox to make it look like it's something it's not. So you surmise that the tire is still somewhere in the office. You just haven't zeroed in on it quite yet.
I rolled an 11. Let's see. Maybe what happened here, like before we got in. Is there any way I can find out what he was doing besides?
If anything moves
Finding
around in
something
here.
else.
Yeah, so I think you turn around and you have this toolbox in your hands, and Orn, he says, "Oh yeah, that's part of it. I was working on my bike earlier here, and he presses a button underneath his desk, and his desk sort of flips. The top tabletop flips upside down as the front
And
edge of the
falls
desk
to the
leans
floor.
out to allow this action to happen. And there's a tire on it, and the tire is halfway bolted to like a frame that's attached to the bottom of his desk. And this is a dirt bike frame. It's a future dirt bike, and he has been working on his dirt bike in his spare time in his office. And he says, "Yeah, I just, I just can't really stay away from it for too long. Even whenever I work the long hours here, I just kind of tinker here and there. It's my passion,
Deeply against the rules.
Just what I like to do. Don't tell the manager.
Please.
Don't, and whatever you do, don't tell Reva."
Oh, tell Reva. God, she already knows.
She heard. She knows.
Fuck, she does already know.
So, is there anything about the bike that, looking at it, like, has it been maybe somewhere secretive? Is there mines there?
So
on
I
there?
think the thing that you notice about the bike is that it's got a lot of like vertical edge scrapes, sort of like it has been dragged along a surface or has been put through something that has dragged along the edges here and there. It's not normal wear and tear for a dirt bike.
All right, well, he's your BFF. No, I guess.
Mr. Varus, I must admit to a portion of confusion. How is this dirt bike frame part of it?
Oh, sorry. I was just excited to talk about my hobby. So this is what I was getting at as far as we've been we're having trouble keeping track of all of the equipment, right? And the equipment keeps popping up in different places or disappearing altogether. So I sneak my dirt bike out of my office without it ever being in easy view. That's kind of how I've avoided Reva being able to discover this dark secret of mine. And the way that I do it is there is a ventilation vent right here in my office, and he points to a filing cabinet that is pushed up against his wall. And he just goes over and he moves it completely out of the way. And there's this sort of tall filing cabinet sized vent. And he has modified it so it's on hinges, and he just pulls it through. And he says, see, and I can just push my bike through this hole, and then it ends up behind where the elevator comes out. So then I just bring it onto the elevator and I can zoom my way home. This thing gets great gas mileage. I can get almost all the way back to the Hive City. I only have to refuel about every 3/4 of the way.
Would you be able to show us this access to the elevator?
Oh yeah, sure. And he says, I think it's probably easiest if one of you just goes to the elevator, because you'll hear it. I usually do it after hours when no one's around, but you'll hear it.
Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna go then, because I feel like since he's willing to help Dog. Maybe once Vern leaves, they'll talk about maybe some more things, and Dog can get some more information.
Yeah, it's more likely Dog will get it for sure.
Stand by the elevator and try not to be upset about it.
So Vern, you make your way to the elevator. It's not a very long trek. It's just down a few flights of stairs and then around a corridor. And once you get there, you wait a few moments, and then you hear a thump, sort of like something landing on something very heavy landing amongst a bunch of pillows or like cushiony material. And you make your way behind the elevator, and sure enough, you see the dirt bike that Orm was working on inside of his office. And you also see a seismic hammer that is very, very corroded that has come out in front of the dirt bike. You don't assume that this was sent along with you didn't see a seismic hammer in Orm's office. You don't assume that this came from his office.
How big is the seismic hammer?
It is about half the size. It's about the size of a dirt bike engine.
Like a big sledgehammer?
Yeah, it's sort of like a magnet-based sledgehammer. It's got two big magnetic plates that repel from each other to slam against the dirt and stuff like that. And then you can also use it for clamping via reversal of the magnetism.
Okay, cool.
Is that the only thing I see? So there's like a mat on the ground, there's the hammer and this dirt bike. Is there any other clues, or do I have to roll to...
I think that one you would probably roll for an investigative mystery in this new situation here. And I think the rest of you folks, as you make your way out of the break room, you can see Vern heading this way back towards the elevator. Make that whatever you will. I just know you folks were getting ready to leave the break room.
So I got a 7.
7, I believe that's hold 1.
I say to Alice, why don't you catch up with D.O.G. and I will accompany Vern here.
I want to have a quick conversation with Orm before I want to take advantage of our moment alone. Yeah, as far as order of operations, but Vern, you keep going.
Or or would you prefer to go with Vern? You made a face.
I'll go with D.O.G. I figure I might as well try to get along while we're on this mission. As
okay.
Disgusting as it is.
Alice doesn't like D.O.G. very much.
Enjoy. Play nice.
He's racist.
And I catch up with Vern. Anyway, you can do your investigation. It's behind you.
I think my question is, what is being concealed here? Is there like another secret?
So having seen this vent, you make your way around this area, and you've seen at this point that there is clearly other vents that are connected to this vent that exits out at the elevator. And you search around this little area nearby the mat that Orm has laid to be able to safely drop his motorcycle through. And you see a few pretty normal things here in the mines. You know, you see some spots where the rock has been cut away. You see a couple more ventilation shafts up on the ceiling. And you also see a water pipe that's made out of this same white ceramite material. And you make your way over to it and you sort of feel your hands around the exterior of the join between these two pipes. And you find a spot that you can fit your fingers underneath, and it's sort of like a handle.
I mean, I guess
Pull
I
it.
gotta put my fingers in there. I don't really want to, but I don't want to lose my fingies. They're my people mitts. I guess I'll,
People pleasers.
No.
Not that.
Don't
Not
sully.
that.
Do not sully Vern like that.
That could be cut out. No problem.
And so I pull it. I see to move
So
forward.
you reach
It's
your
been
hand
an
into
hour
this
and a
little
half,
handle.
And nothing's happened.
So you put your hand through this handle and you pull, and you hear a mechanism begin to spin and turn and whir and beep, and then you see, almost as if there's a door here, the pipe begins to open. So I think this time we can actually do the end of session question.
Exciting. Okay.
Because now we've actually gotten into the
Give me two experience.
mystery.
We'll level
Okay,
up.
so did we conclude the current mystery?
No.
Did we save someone from certain death or worse? Did we save anybody from Reva? Not really.
I feel like we got more damage
no.
from Reva.
I saved Orm from a lifetime of loneliness.
That's true.
I don't know. Or I think Orm probably had a couple of friends beforehand. I
He
think
has other
probably
friends.
would have been okay. Yeah, he's got dirt bike friends, surely. Did we learn something new and important about the world? We learned about this hidden mine stuff. There's something that we're about to learn, I'm sure.
We've learned vents.
The last 30 seconds we learned one thing.
We found a door. I mean, vents. They're using the vents. That was something to learn for sure.
I think that's one for sure.
I was on the verge of introducing a thing that I think that we have learned but haven't like put out on the table, because I think that the thing that accosted us, that we rocketed ourselves away from, was one of these rock grinders. Yeah, I think that was going to be the thing that I had to ask Orm about here at the end, as far as things we might be learning.
That's interesting.
Do we want to interpose that conversation earlier in the episode?
No, he has a solo time. He has a.
Yeah, I think we have to do that.
It's
We have to do that
happening
beginning of the next
concurrently
one,
as
yeah.
we're.
We'll go
yeah.
to that first before we go to the door that Vern has opened. We'll save that for later in the episode.
Just pause the fucking door opening.
Yeah, we're gonna hold on to that as long as we can. And then did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
I mean, we do fun facts in the beginning, but
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like an experience worthy, thing.
Nah, it's got to be organic.
Because that's just like a fun thing we do. I do like that. We always do learn something. I don't know that we did through the lens of the mystery.
Yeah, I don't think so. I still think just because we're not going to have a terrible mini sessions with these characters, let's just go ahead and give everybody at least 1 XP.
Yeah, we did. As long as we answer one of those questions,
yeah.
yes, we get 1 XP for that.
I'd say definitely get the 1. You're already level 2. Is anybody else already level 2?
I have 3 XP.
how many do you get before you level up?
Yeah, 5 experience every level.
Oh, I'm only at 4 experience.
I am at 4 experience to level up again as well. It's what you get for failing every fucking roll.
I think I have 3 total experience.
Same.
I think we'll definitely be, regardless, at the end of the next session we'll make everybody level 2, and then before the final session I'm going to make everybody level 3. So We'll
I'll be
see.
level like 5 by then.
Yeah, right. You're gonna have all your moves. So yeah, good session. We've learned a little bit more.
No, I feel only more confused. Dungeons, Dragons, and Dice Children of the Stars is GM'd by Lawrence Jennings. The players this season are myself, M. Williams, playing Dr. Strahd von Acula, Gabe Stringer playing D.O.G. 24601, Grace Stringer playing Vernon Bradley, and Dante Quiles playing Alice Bohomme. Thank you for listening into this episode. We have finally launched a Patreon, folks. If you are interested in supporting the podcast monetarily, you can jump over to patreon.com/DDAD podcast. That's DDAD podcast. Patreon.com/DDAD podcast to support the show live. You'll find items we make there, as well as art we've been working on and all sorts of extra stuff over time. Find us over there on Patreon. You can also find us for the live recordings of the episodes over on Twitch. Most Tuesdays, you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/DDADpodcast. Same as Patreon, DDADPODCAST. You can find us there on those places. If you want to see the daily items we make, find us on Instagram, DDAD Podcast as well. Guys, it's just DDAD Podcast everywhere, let's be honest. Thanks for listening in. The next episode will be, December 7th? Heck yeah, guys. See you then.
Grace not knowing.
I think...
No, real quick. No, they're
Don't
not.
worry.
Quick, they're not. Don't embarrass yourself out in the real world. They are not called that. You had it right the first time.
But in the
You were
41st
right.
millennium, they are called truck nuts.
Oh, good. I was like,
canonically
I
now.
don't know anything about cars, so I thought
No,
they were like
truck
that.
nuts
Neither
are
do
the things
we.
that hang off the back of the truck that are testicles.
As your fellow player, I really do wish that I could let that sit, but as your brother, I don't want you to take that kind of psychic damage out there.
Thank you.
My car needs new truck nuts. Dun dun dun.
Hi, yeah, the wheels are real loose. Can you I need you to get the truck nuts replaced. I need new nuts for my
Yeah, Kai,
wheels.
can you tighten my truck nuts for me?
Goddamn.
And I'm taking my car in on Friday. That could have been bad.
I dare you to say it.
My fun
Like,
fact
give us
for the
some more
week is that
truck
I
nuts.
critically embarrassed myself at the car shop.
Fun fact, my fun fact for the week: they're not called truck nuts.
They are. I was in fact right. Oh my god.
Never trust your family.